What's up, Meisterville? And yeah, we're here to talk about why they should recast Black Panther and how they can recast Black Panther. So, if you're new here, hi, I discuss all sorts of geek related things and nerd related things. I review movies, usually sci fi or superhero movies and all of that stuff. And I have comic book and anime discussions. So, if you're into that type of thing, please hit that subscribe and hit that bell button so you never miss a video. I made a video, around when this situation happened with Chadwick Boseman, R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. But I made a situation around this video, and I waited a week. I waited a week after he unfortunately passed, and if you're interested in seeing that video, there's a link in the info card and a link in the description if you want to go check that out. But in that video, I highlighted three ways that they can recast Chadwick Boseman, and a lot of people are talking about it. A lot of people really still want a T'Challa in the universe, so we should talk about how we could still have a T'Challa in the MCU. Again, I wish I wasn't making this video. I really do. I wish I wasn't making this video. But there's several reasons why I think there's some merit to recasting T'Challa, which is, and we'll talk about him now. So a lot of people still want that image of T'Challa. They still want T'Challa in the MCU. They don't want him to go away. Like a lot of young black dudes, a lot of young black men resonated with that image that Chadwick put out there, and Chadwick definitely had a presence with it. But I mean, for it to disappear entirely, we don't want that to happen. Like again, nobody's against the idea of Shuri being Black Panther. You could even have a situation where they're both Black Panther, like how they were in the comic books. But like for T'Challa to disappear entirely, it's a tough pill to swallow, especially for a lifelong fan like myself and all of that stuff, and for people that really resonated with that image. So I think that's a legitimate reason. That's one of the legitimate reasons why people are saying, or people are pushing, specifically what I've seen from online, black men in general are pushing for T'Challa to be recasted. You know what I'm saying? There's a way that you can do it without discrediting what Chadwick Boseman has done. In fact, you can actually make Chadwick Boseman's Black Panther the North Star for this new Black Panther. And we're going to get into that right now of how that can be done in a second. Because again, Chadwick killed it. Chadwick killed it. Nobody wants that image to disappear. It won't. It's etched in forever in history. Like, he's not going anywhere. So, for that memory to never, it will never die. It will never ever die. But I still think that having a T'Challa in the MCU, especially at this point, is important. It's important. It's important for a lot of people. Also, narrative wise, I feel like Shuri's character needs to breathe. Like, I think it's going to be a lot of a 180. I definitely think she needs time to grow into becoming a version of the Black Panther, because the Shuri in the movies and the Shuri in the comics are not the same. Shuri in the comics is much more suited to growing in that direction because she's wanted it, she's been going for it her entire life. Whereas Shuri in the movie, she's kind of more, this millennial type of thing, if that's a word, or I don't know. Is she Gen Z? I have no idea what the terms are. It's A B C D E F G at this point. But the point is, I'm saying is that Shuri in this current context, she's not been one too much for tradition, as she's so clearly stated in her scene where T'Challa is at the fall for Challenge Day, or whatever the case is, and all of that stuff. And she's very much about moving forward and progressing. But the Black Panther mantle, or whatever, it's a very traditional centric mantle. So I think she would need time, a movie or two. She would need time to just, go in another direction type of thing. And I think that they can pull that off. I definitely think the actress playing Shuri, why am I forgetting her name now? Letitia Wright, there we go. I definitely think Letitia Wright has the acting chops to take it in that direction. I just think that they need a little bit more time to build it up in people's minds. So having an interim T'Challa, well, not even interim T'Challa, having a T'Challa you know what I'm saying, could give her that breathing room and that space. So those are kind of my reasons why I think they should recast him. And I understand the gravitas of the situation. I was definitely one of the people who said we need to wait, because I remember there were articles coming out the day that it happened, the day that he passed. There were articles coming out, what's going to happen to Black Panther 2. I was definitely the person like, give it a week, please, just give it a week, like stop it. But I think at the same time, it's just like, now that we've had some time, we got some distance, we got some space. There's rumblings of Black Panther 2 happening without a lead. And they want to explore the wider world of Wakanda. I definitely think this is an avenue that they can go for and that they should go for. And the execution is very important, but there is a way to execute it, and I'm going to talk about that right now. So as to how this can be done, like, we can kind of do a two for one special here type of deal, because Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is coming and whatever, and that means that there's multiple universes, which means there's multiple versions of these characters, which is a way that we can probably maybe bring back the Avengers in a different incarnation. Even though I don't know if they would do the Ultimates, because the Ultimates is kind of but anyway, point being is that you can go to other versions of these worlds, correct? And in that chaos, you can have a situation where Namor has done something, like Namor is there. So Namor is there, T'Challa is there, and T'Challa can have a line that says something like, Namor, I can't believe you sacrificed the universe just to destroy me, or whatever the case is. Or you sacrificed the universe just to destroy Wakanda, or whatever. And then from there, we can have a situation where, Namor and T'Challa are fighting because they've always had beef in the comic books. And then from there, they get pushed into this current reality, this current MCU reality. And from there, they both have like a fish out of water story, which has a lot of implications. And from there, they can find their respective kingdoms. And then we can kind of continue from there. And then you can even make this T'Challa a T'Challa that is different from Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa. You can actually make him more traditionalist, more isolationist, and he could be walking into this whole new Wakanda where it's totally different. It's insane. It's like, this is not the Wakanda I remember. Why are we open to the world and all of that stuff? And you can basically have that level of conflict there, and then you can have Shuri managing and mediating that level of conflict, clashing with those ideas, learning more about traditionalist Wakanda from this other reality, and boom, you've got yourself a couple more sequels. And then from there, you can do the King of the Dead storyline. You can do all of that stuff. You can take it, you can go to multiple directions with it. And at the end of the day, you kind of at least keep the Black Panther mythos inside of the MCU going. And then you can also switch it up later. And then, boom, Shuri can become the new Black Panther, who is queen and she is running everything and all of that good stuff. So yeah, I think the best way to do it is definitely to utilize the multiverse of madness, and I think it's a way that respects Chadwick, because this new Black Panther does look at the legacy of the Black Panther that was left behind, and and I mean, they really talk about the awesome stuff that this Black Panther did, because hey, Chadwick Boseman was a real life superhero. But yeah, I think that's the best way that they could do that. And this new actor will realize, yeah, I mean, it's big shoes to fill, definitely. But I'm just saying, I think that would be the best way to go forward with the Black Panther universe. I just think that would be the best way, because you'd be telling a human story, you'd be telling an emotional story. There'd be a lot of emotions from both sides. This new Black Panther would be tragic because he has to adapt to a new world that's not his own, and but he has to realize that he is still king and that he's got to do what he's got to do type of situation. So I definitely think that would be the best way to do it. What do you think, Meisterville? Let me know in the comment section down below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Yeah, let's talk about it. Again, like, this is not a situation that anybody who was a fan of this franchise wanted. And anybody who was a fan of Chadwick Boseman wanted as an actor. Nobody wanted this, but here we are. So let's talk about it. Look at that, you made it to the end of the video. You are spectacular. If you really like this video, I have another one up here. I've got a playlist down there, and I've got an icon you can click on to subscribe. Remember to ring the bell if you do subscribe, and I'll see you all in another video because Master Man's gotta be up. Peace.